Everyone, so we are slightly late. So today we'll be studying about patella. Two more classes will finish in lower limb. So today we'll read about patella. So what is this patella? It is also called as kneecap and is located in front of the knee joint, as you all know, within the patellofemoral groove of femur. So there is a groove, you all are quite familiar with that. So this patella, it stays over the patellofemoral groove of femur. Its superior aspect is attached to quadriceps tendon and inferior aspect is attached to patellar ligament. Okay, so it is a type of sesamoid bone and it is the largest sesamoid bone of body. So about its anatomy, its anterior aspect is convex and rough. So this is the anterior surface of patella. It is convex and it is rough. Its posterior surface presents as a large articular surface split into small medial part and large lateral part. So this is the posterior part or the articular surface of patella. So there is small medial part and the lateral part is larger, and both are separated by a ridge. You can call it vertical ridge. So mechanical function of patella is to hold the entire extensor strap. So what is this extensor mechanism? We'll come to know gradually. From the center of rotation of knee, thereby lengthening the anterior lever arm and increasing the efficiency of quadriceps. Basically, it helps in increasing the work of the efficacy of quadriceps muscle, and it helps to lengthen the anterior lever arm. So these are the poles: superior, inferior pole, lateral and medial surface. This is called as apex. Okay. This is all about anatomical consideration. You all know about it. So again, coming to functions, what are the basic functions? It helps in leg extension. Okay, patella, it helps for our knee to extend. It is an integral part of extensor mechanism of knee joint, which consists of patella, quadriceps and patellar tendon. Number 2 is protection. It protects the distal part of femur from direct trauma. So it serves as a shield for the distal end of femur. So whenever we are hit directly over the knee, so it sacrifices itself and protects the distal part of femur. Number 3 is deacceleration mechanism of patella helps a person to deaccelerate quickly without difficulty while running in motion. So it helps to, as you all know, inertia of rest and motion. So it acts and it enables us to quickly change our motion, either from moving to rest or from rest to motion. So that is the function of patella. It also helps in deceleration and acceleration. Okay. Now coming to mechanism of injury. So there are two mechanisms. Either it can be direct injury or it can be indirect injury. So in direct injury, it occurs when there is direct trauma to patella. So whenever one falls over the knee or a blow is given or hit directly on the knee, then you call it direct mechanism. And in indirect mechanism, there may be sudden violent contraction of quadriceps muscle. This usually results in transverse fracture. Okay, so sometimes quadriceps muscle may contract violently, thereby leading to transverse fracture of patella. Now coming to clinical fractures. As with every fracture, you know there is swelling, there is pain, there may be abrasion and bruising. You may find there is tenderness over patella on palpation, then there may be a palpable gap can be felt. This gap is usually felt in two-part patella fracture, in transverse patella fracture. So the gap can be felt with your fingers. So this one we call it palpable gap. So now coming to types of patella fracture. So these are the different types. Number one is transverse. This is transverse fracture, as it is passing transversely. This is undisplaced, and this is transverse displaced. This is lower pole fracture. If you say upper pole, then it may be here, but this is lower pole of patella fracture. This is comminuted and undisplaced. This is comminuted and displaced. You can also call it stellate fracture. So it just looks like stellate shaped. Now this is vertical fracture, as the fracture line is passing vertically downwards. Now this is osteochondral fracture, you call it, when there is just a tip of fracture. Okay, so these are various types: transverse, longitudinal, polar, stellate, comminuted, marginal, osteochondral, longitudinal, split. So these are the patterns of various fractures which can occur in patella. So now coming to X-ray views. Usually we do routinely lateral and AP X-rays. In lateral view you can better appreciate if there is two-part, if there is horizontal fracture, lateral view is best. And AP view you can get an idea of fracture, though it's not very clear, but if you look thoroughly you can see the fracture line here. Sometimes in both these view we are unable to find fracture, so there is another view called skyline view, where you flex the knee to 90 degree and you project the beam horizontally. So this is how you will look at patella when you go for skyline view, and you can see the fracture properly. So these three view, lateral, AP, and just remember skyline view is a special type of view for patella fracture. So now coming to why is it necessary to treat patella fracture. So number one, restoration of articular surface. That is very important. The posterior surface of patella, it articulates with femur. During the movement there is always motion over there, so we need to preserve the articular surface. Okay. Second is preservation of functional integrity and strength of extensor mechanism. So as it is the main component of extensor mechanism, so its functionality to restore its functionality is very important. Number three is reduce complications. So what are the different complications, we will come to know later. So now you just know that without treating there may be complication to patella fracture. So if we treat, we reduce the chances of complication. And now coming to what are the treatment options available. So there are two types of approaches. One, either you can go for conservative management. Second, you can go for open reduction and internal fixation. In open reduction and internal fixation there are various types of method. Tension band wiring, TB, or we call it TBW, modified TBW, where we use cannulated screws instead of K-wires. So I will later tell you what is TBW, what is modified TBW. Third is lag screw fixation. Screws, sometimes we fix the patella with screws, we call them lag screws. Now sometimes it is not possible to fix the fracture fragments. In that case we can do partial patelloctomy. We remove a part of patella which can't be fixed. And lastly, sometimes we have to perform total patelloctomy. We will see what are those conditions where we can't preserve patella. So we have to take out the whole of patella. So for the first category, when there is undisplaced fracture or minimally displaced fracture, okay, so when the gap is 2 millimeter, when the gap between two fragments is less than 2 millimeter, or there is stellate undisplaced fracture, we go for conservative management. And this point, extensor mechanism is generally intact. So what do I mean by that? How you will know that extensor mechanism is intact? I will show you a figure, then you will better appreciate. So this is, suppose this here you have patella fracture. Forget that this cast has been applied. So if there is patella fracture here, so ask the patient to do active SLRT. Ask the whole of length of this limb, ask him or her to raise her limb upward. Okay, if he or she is able to raise the leg upward without bending the knee, then her extensor mechanism is intact. So this is a simple way to find out whether his or her extensor mechanism is intact. So that is mostly dependent on, there is a retinaculum called, there is a retinaculum over the patella which helps in this active SLRT. So if the patient is able to lift the leg, then her extensor mechanism is intact. So we go for conservative management usually. A plaster cylinder or an extensor brace is applied. So this is brace, we call it cylindrical slab. It's just above the medial malleolus. We start from a point just above medial malleolus. We make this ankle joint free and till mid thigh. So this is called as cylindrical cast, or this one is cylindrical brace. So this is a brace for patella, extensively used for patella. Now coming to surgical point of view, what are the indications of surgery? As you all know, whenever there is open fracture, we go for operative treatment. Second is when the displacement of fracture is more than 2 mm. Okay. Third is articular step. If you see from lateral view, if the step between both the fracture ends, articular step is more than 3 mm, we should go for surgery. Number 3, loss of knee extension. And lastly, comminuted fracture with or without retinaculum damage. So what do we do in displaced fracture? We do open reduction and internal fixation with tension bind wiring. So this is most commonly done operation. Grossly comminuted fracture may require patelloctomy. So as I already said you, whenever we are unable to fix the small fragments, it necessitates the need for patelectomy. So this is basically how you will a TBW will look in X-ray. So here is a fracture line, you can see this is fracture line. So we put 2 vertical K wires. Now we take this one is called SS wire and these 2 are K wires. So with figure of 8, we pass the wire below these K wires and we make a figure of 8, then we tighten it here. So gradually these fracture fragments, they compress and they get fixed. Okay. So what is this TBW? It is a choice for transverse fracture. This is done for transverse fracture. Suppose this is TBW, so the fracture was like this, transverse fracture. We can't do this TBW in vertical fracture here. So what are the advantages of this procedure? Just there is a schematic representation. Think these are 2 parts of patella. This is patella tendon, okay, and this is quadriceps muscle. So what do you do? we pass two K wires here, and then we put SS wire over here and here. So what happens, there is a mechanism, the tension over this quadriceps and patellar tendon, it is converted to compressive force. So without this TBW, these two will pull patella towards itself. Patellar tendon will pull this fragment towards itself, and this quadriceps muscle will pull this fragment towards itself. But when we join this with SS wire, this tension force will get converted into compression force. So these two fragments will come closer and they will be compressed. So what are the advantages of this TBW? There is less post-operative pain during mobilization. Early mobilization, you can ask the patient to quickly start their range of motion of knee, and they can start bearing weight. Can be used for osteopenic bone, does not interfere with blood supply of patella. So these are the things you need to know about TBW. You may be asked during your exam when implants are given to you. So this is most favorite thing and easy thing, rather, I would say. So many times you are asked questions about TBW. Now coming to indications for patelectomy. When we'll do patelectomy? Severely comminuted fractures, which are where internal fixation is not possible or suture repair is not possible. Second, or if you have fixed the patella, you have done internal fixation but it has failed somehow, or you have not got the result as assumed, so now it necessitates for patelectomy. Number 3 is patellar osteomyelitis. If there is osteomyelitis in patella, you can also go for patelectomy. But you should always remember that we should preserve patella as much as possible. When such a situation comes that you are unable to preserve patella, and then you should go for patelectomy. So this patelectomy either can be partial or it can be complete patelectomy. Now coming to complications of patella fracture. So there can be fixation failure, there may be non-union, there may be post-traumatic osteoarthritis, there may be loss of knee motion, loss of extensor strength, and lastly patellar instability. So patellar instability is another big chapter. Sometimes we can discuss that also. So these are the various complications you can have which can be associated with fracture patella. Either it can be late or it can be early. So that's all for patella. It was indeed a small topic. So if you have any doubt, you can ask. Okay, no doubt. Thank you very much.